name's Judith and welcome back to my channel. I live in the northeast of England with my husband Michael and our young working Cocker Spaniel Bramble and our 10-year-old cat Daisy. If you can hear any tippy-tappy noises coming around here, Bramble's just appeared. I thought I'd come on today and just give a little bit of update. When I looked back at my January, my original video that I put out, one of the things I mentioned was mindfulness. And another thing I mentioned was the Almanac that I was going to look at or read and to try and help me get connect a bit with nature. So I thought what I would do is I would just come on, do a short video and sort of touch on those two topics to see where we are with that. In January I did start doing the Calm January challenge. Now that was a series of daily guided meditations. One every day, varied lengths. They were going from a couple, I'm just looking at my notes here, going from a couple of minutes to 30 minutes, say. Some had music, some didn't. Each one had a slightly different focus, and it was a good taster program, I would say. If you were thinking about doing mindfulness, it was a good taster program, or an introduction to mindfulness itself. I don't think I did do it. I don't think I would continue, or I have continued to do sort of a proper daily practice of mindfulness. I think it's something I would dip in and out of. Some people find that they need to have structure to what they're doing. They have to have that sit down every day to do it, to clear their minds or whatever. I found I probably would maybe dip into it if I was feeling particularly anxious or stressed. I might go to it and say, I need to do something set to calm me down here. I mean, I found another couple of people that was calm. I found another one called Declutter the Mind. That had some good things on for anxiety and what have you. And another one called Mindful Peace, I think it is, both on YouTube. All American. I find the American voices quite chilling and relaxing, but if you're not too keen on it, then it might put you off, but don't let it put you off, just have a little sample. So I think probably what I tend to do is I like to do deep breathing. That's good, you know, in through the nose, hold it out through the mouth. If I'm feeling a bit uptight or anxious, I'll do that, but I didn't really, even when I was incapacitated and I couldn't get out and about and I was stressed and anxious, I did tend to fall back probably on things that I just like to do to try and cope with my anxiety. So I probably just, I was doing some knitting, a little bit of reading. I couldn't sew because I couldn't obviously use my leg on the sewing machine pedal. Things like that. And sometimes I think it's just nice to, when it's quiet, just to take that little moment and have a deep breath, you know. Say, I get the moment now that I can get out. If I'm up first with the dog and she gets up, we get up pretty early in our household. We'll get up at, excuse me, 5:30, 6 o'clock, say. And it's pretty quiet outside. And when I let the dog out in the garden when I get up, sometimes it's nice just to stand in the quiet and close your eyes and take a deep breath and listen to the birds and things. So I find that quite a peaceful way to start the day. But as far as set mindful practice, I don't think I'll go back to do that. Like I say, I might dip in and out if I feel I need to, but I'm not planning on doing it as a permanent daily thing. What I did find was on Instagram, there's an American girl, and I hope I pronounce her name right, she's called Dani DiPirro. I'll put all the information downstairs below in the description box, and she has an Instagram site called Positively Present, and I like it. And what she does is, her aim, when I had a little look into her background, it says her aim is to live a more positive present life, and do that by making the most of the moment, whatever that might be, good or bad. and she does it by using inspirational words, and she does vibrant, colourful content. It's lovely. I'll just put a sample of it at the end of this video, just to so you can see the type of thing she puts out every day. She does, you know, you can get colouring books and different things to do from her, but I find her things every month she puts something out about these pretty things with just little notes on about self-care, what to do for this month, or what did you get out of the spring, and little things like that. So I would highly recommend, if you're on Instagram, go and have a look at Positively Present. Right, that was my mindfulness side of things. Now, another thing I mentioned was this almanac, the almanac to get in contact with nature. I kept reading it, even though I couldn't get out for several months and be in contact with nature. But I found it really interesting because it kept me in contact with nature. If that sounds right. I couldn't be out in it, but I could still know a little bit about what was going on out there while I couldn't get out. And it is really, I like it. You might like it, might be your thing, whatever floats your boat, I suppose. But every month it'll have a thing about what's the key points for that month. It talks about, like in June, I always do a bit about folklore and things like that. And like in June, it was all about the summer solstice and how you could celebrate it and why we have it and that sort of thing. They do sunrises and sunsets, but also have a thing about the tides. You can work out what the tides are. Now, if you have children or grandchildren, or you like yourself to go rock pooling and things, it does say in here, it tells you about the best times to go rock pooling, depending on what the tides have been, what type of tide it's been and when it was. Because it says that the best time to obviously go low tide or be swimming out of the rock pools, to go rock pooling, woodlarking or coastal fossil hunting, and it's best after the spring tides. Now, spring tides don't just mean in the spring. The spring tides, I think, every month, and the spring tides are the most extreme ones, and they must be the ones that bring everything in at the highest rise and the lowest fall, so that everything gets washed in. So that's interesting. If you ever wanted to know what the tides were like, have a look locally to find out for a beach near you, if you want to go out doing that sort of thing. Things about the moon, about your gardens, what you should be doing in your gardens, and it's a bit like gardening by the moon, because they put a piece in about the moon first, and then what you should be doing and not be doing by the moon. So it's all quite like folklore, which I like, quite interesting. If you like baking and so forth, she does recipes every month that are linked to that month, and then she does a bit about the zodiac and the mythology behind the zodiac. So say Gemini, where it is in the constellations, and how it came to be there, how Gemini, that star sign, came about with the mythology. A little bit about songs, and then this year the nature has been about ponds. So if you've got a pond or you're near a pond, I wasn't either, but I could at least read about what should be happening in the ponds at that time. And it did connect me, and she does put little mindfulness things in here, actually. You know, little things about seeing about at the beginning, it's like the month at a glance, and a little bit about the bottom, how you should how to connect with it and how to make you feel better. So like I say, I thought I would just come on and do a little bit about an update with that with mindfulness. I do think, like I say, without having structured things, sometimes just doing things that you enjoy, your hobbies, that helps. We've got a little girl coming, due to arrive in our family circle at the beginning of January. So that's giving me the ideal opportunity to get the knitting needles out and the crochet and hook and do a little bit of sewing and things like that. So I'll be enjoying that, and it's nice to be doing it with a purpose and not just like generalised knitting and things like that. So it's nice to have something to focus on. So that'll keep me occupied. And And sometimes when I'm knitting, crocheting and sewing, I have to just focus on that. I can't be, watching what's going on here and whatever. I can't let my mind wander. I have to focus, especially when there's patterns involved. Or, I don't want, lots of holes and things. And I have found that reconnecting with nature, now that I'm out and about, I've managed to do that. Being able to get out with the dog several times a day, get back down to the coast with her and into the woods with her, and connecting back with nature is lovely. So that's it for this little video. See, I thought I'd just come on and do a little bit of update from January about where I was with mindfulness and what was happening with the connection with nature and the Almanac and how I found it. I find it a nice little book. She does different topics every year apparently, so I may treat myself next year as well. But I do like it. It's a nice little thing to have on the side. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I hope it's given you some food for thought. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen, if you can like it, thumbs up, maybe leave me a little comment how you deal with mindfulness and dealing with anxiety and just connecting with nature and how you do it. I'd love you to come along and join me on this journey. So like I say, please leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.